Hello, thank you for stopping by Kyle's blog. This is Kyle's 19th video. In this video, I'm going to be in the book of Matthew, chapter 26, and I'm going to begin reading verse 36. And this video is going to be on really the importance of prayer in places of sorrow or in places of distress or places where the devil might be on the move to hinder you, to hinder your church, and to hinder really whatever it would be to press and advance God's kingdom. And with this, I'm going to use Jesus as an example here with this teaching. So with saying that, I'm going to read. Then Jesus came with them to a place called Gethsemane and said to the disciples, "Sit here while I go and pray over there." And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and he began to be sorrowful and deeply distressed. Then he said to them, "My soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even to death. Stay here and watch with me." He went a little farther and fell on his face and prayed, saying, "O my Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will." Then he came to the disciples and found them sleeping, and said to Peter, "What, could you not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray, lest you enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." Again, a second time he went away and prayed, saying, "O my Father, if this cup cannot pass away from me unless I drink it, your will be done." And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. So he left them, went away again, and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Then he came to his disciples and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is being betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. See, my betrayer is at hand." Jesus in this, it starts out that when he goes to the garden here, we see that he's distressed, he's in sorrow, which is understandable. He knew what was going to be coming against him. He knew what he was going to be entering into. And because of this great amount of sorrow that came on, and because of this, he had to go and pray. He needed the strength, the power of God with him to be able to face the hard situation that was going to be coming against him. And which is what needed to be done. He had to face it. He had to do this. We see here he even asks God, he asks his Father if it's possible to take this away from me, which is understandable. He didn't want to have to go through this, but he knew he had to, though. He had to face this hardship for the sake of everybody. And it's brought out in verse 41. He says, "Watch and pray lest you enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." If there's something that we need when a hardship comes against us, or when we know in our spirits that the enemy is against us, when he's attempting to push us back or hold back God's kingdom, like I said, whether it's with us or whether it's with the church, if there's anything we need, it's God's power alive in us to help us to face the hard situation. At times we need to strike against the enemy, so that way they'll literally dismiss, and then our path will be open. At other times, though, we may need to walk through things in these hard places, such as Jesus did in this case. He had to still deal with this hard situation. And what helped him through it was he prayed 3 times. And in these prayers, when this hard trial came upon him, he had the strength he needed to stand the test and get the job done, which he did. And thankfully now, we all who believe have eternal life through him because of this. The main thing is, though, is prayer was needed in this time of sorrow. He knew what he was going to be walking into, so he prayed to God. And in doing so, he received the strength he needed to face the hard place of temptation that he was going to be going into. We need to pray and go to God and receive that power that we need to stand strong in our places of hardship. In saying that, I thank you for stopping by Kyle's blog. God bless. Have a great week.